You still have time to vote on this primary election day if you haven't already. Polls are open until 7:30 tonight for the May primary, and there's only one thing on the ballot that all voters across the state are deciding on. That is issue 2, the renewal of the state capital improvement program, and billions of dollars are at stake. Let's bring in 10 TV political reporter Doug Petcash joining us now in studio. And Doug, what is issue 2 really about for those who have yet to vote and what it does?
Well, Angela, $2.5 billion to be exact is at stake as this election unfolds. It's money for local infrastructure projects. It's not a new program. Voters are being asked to renew the state capital improvement program that's been around for nearly 40 years. If the ballot measure passes, the state would have the authority to issue $250 million worth of bonds per year for 10 years. This is all for local municipalities across the state. The capital improvement projects can only be for roads and bridges, wastewater treatment systems, water supply systems, solid waste disposal facilities, as well as stormwater and sanitary treatment facilities. If it passes, it will not raise taxes. The program was created way back in 1987. Voters have renewed it 3 times since then, in 1995, 2004, and 2014. This would be the 4th time. In December, the General Assembly passed the resolution to put the measure on the ballot with broad bipartisan support. Supporters say since 1987, the program has funded more than 19,000 infrastructure projects in all 88 counties.
Look at small communities that are trying to maintain a water or sewer plant, and those costs are very high. And in order to keep their water and sewer rates down, we need funds through the state capital improvements program.
Now, if voters renew the state capital improvement program for a 4th time, it will continue from 2027 through 2036. We'll find out in a few hours.
All right. And so, of course, the polls are open, Doug, until 7:30 tonight. How soon will we see those results come in? And you'll be watching that closely.
7:30. Usually they come in and start trickling in about an hour afterwards. And we'll be ready for when that happens, because coming up at 9:30 tonight, we have our election special on 10 TV Plus, streaming live for you, reporting on some of the big bonds and levies. We'll have live reports from our reporters out in the field, and also live results as they come in. Of course, we'll be watching that one statewide issue 2, very closely.
All right. I'll keep the coffee hot for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, sticking with our election coverage today, an alert for some people who live in the Southwest Licking School District. 10 TV received a tip earlier today that some voters did not have that school levy on their ballot. Now, we spoke with the director of the Licking County Board of Elections by phone today, who tells us poll workers distributed the ballots by hand. So it is possible people were handed the wrong ones. They also added there is room for human error. Officials say if you live in this area, double check that ballot before you vote to make sure it has the right information. But the ones who had the wrong ballot cannot go back and re-vote. Now, we also spoke with the superintendent of the Southwest Licking School District, who tells us this was pretty frustrating to hear today about this problem from voters.
I'm not sure how many other people didn't catch it or didn't realize it until it was too late and it was already submitted and they didn't get that opportunity. So I don't think as of right now in this moment we have full clarity as to what exactly happened at those polling locations that we're currently aware of.
The Board of Elections is trying to get that clarity. The director says they won't know the number of people who received that wrong ballot until after the election. So again, a reminder here for all voters. If you think there's something that should be on your ballot, but it's not, alert a poll worker right away. Our election team coverage continues now to Genoa Township in Delaware County. That community is deciding to approve or reject a fire levy. The last attempt in November failed. 10 TV reporter Kevin Landers is live at the fire department there to explain what this levy will pay for if it passes. Kevin, good to see you.
Good evening. The fire chief here at Genoa Township says if this levy passes, it will secure the future of this fire department and avoid response delays. Those opposed to the levy say it's simply asking for too much money. Now, the passage of the fire EMS levy would cost the average homeowner here about $336 more a year. That's based on the average home value of $400,000. The fire chief says this is the first levy in 10 years. The fire department says money from the levy would allow it to buy new equipment in the future, but also maintain current expenses. Failure of the levy could mean another attempt in November.
If there's no funding, if no levy is passed this year, either in May or November, then there is no fire department.
Those pushing a no vote on the levy have compared Genoa Township with Hudson, Ohio, which has a smaller fire department budget but is about the same size. Genoa's chief says while his department is made up of full-time firefighters, Hudson is a volunteer fire department that relies on income taxes for funding. In Ohio, townships are not allowed to pass an income tax to fund their fire department. We'll have more on this levy coming up in later newscasts. Reporting live in Genoa Township, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.